What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the BBO Bus. In the last video about the outhouse, we left off with a prepared place to build the actual house itself. We did all the dirty work of getting utilities in place and doing the things in the ground, which, to be honest, is a little bit less exciting than what you're about to see. In this video, we're going to take it from there, a prepared site, to what it is now, a functional outhouse. I say functional because I can't say finished. It's far from that. We have everything in place to have a working bathroom here on the property. No more pooping in a box. Without any more explanation, let's get right into it and pick up where we left off with a prepared site, and we'll take you through the journey of how we got to where we are now with a working outhouse. Thanks for watching. That is as far as we can get without a compactor. The reason is because if you do more than a couple inches at a time with the compactor, it'll just vibrate itself down and sink into the gravel bed. Compact a couple inches, throw some more on. Compact again, a couple inches at a time, throw some more on. I do want to make sure that my bottom layer is like properly compacted. Went to town, got my compactor, but change of plans because while I was gone, my wire was delivered. I would personally feel way better about running that before I compact my floor, because if for some reason I have to undo something I've done in order to get that wire through, I'd rather do it before it's compacted anyways. Ugh. I have someone that can come up and help me, but I want to try do it by myself if I can, just to not put her out of her way. We're gonna see if we can do this by ourselves. Oh, wowie wow. That wire was way harder to push than it should have been. No, it was as hard as it should have been. I just tried to do it by myself, which wasn't possible. So I called Lisena, Evelina's sister. She came up, she pulled on one end, I pushed the other, and we did it in about 15 minutes. I spent an hour and a half trying to do it by myself, and then she came. It wasn't easy, it was still hard, but we got it done. So the wire, yes, is now from the main panel box all the way to here, ready to hook up both ends later once we get things more buttoned up. But it's in, which is great, so now we can compact. Would you look at that? And tomorrow we start building. Feels like forever that I've been working on this and it's still just a flat piece of ground. Time to go take a shower and relax. Start of day 7 out here. It was raining again this morning, so I couldn't get out here and get started as early as I'd wanted to. And I don't have a lot of time before I need to go to town. We're gonna try get our foundation framing done before I have to leave to return the compactor. Let's bring it all out here and get going. Well, we've got our foundation framed out. It's not anchored yet. I want to drive some rebar stakes through this perimeter as well, just like I did on the other one, just to really, we'll revisit this afternoon when I come back from dropping off the compactor. It's time to work on the floor. I've designed that bathroom, the toilet room, to be the exact dimensions of one sheet of plywood. I have one sheet of subfloor OSB that'll be able to lay down, nail down, but I do want to insulate underneath first. My floor's cut, it's on. It's not nailed down yet, but that's next up. Ugh. It's a beautiful sunset. It's a great night to be out. Let's nail this thing. Good morning. What is this, day 8? Something like that? numbers. Oh, a duck. Last night we got the subfloor done for the toilet room. Insulated, subfloor on, toilet flange set. It's not set, it's just put there, but it's at the right height, whatever. Today we're starting on walls. Wall number 1 is gonna be the back wall because that's the biggest. We're gonna base everything off of that, and then we'll just keep going as fast as I can otherwise. And we are flying now. 2 walls up before 10 a.m. I want to talk about the middle wall with you really quickly for a second. I've decided to build that out of 2x6s instead of 2x4s, partially because I have several utility lines that are going to be going through those studs, so I don't want to be drilling giant holes in my 2x4s because then they're useless. It is a load-bearing wall, and there are certain regulations as far as how big of a hole you can drill in 2x4, 60%, 40%, this far from that kind of stuff. So just to make sure that I'm really keeping the structural integrity of that wall, we're gonna make it out of 2x6s. All right, the forecast said it and I believe it. The rain's starting to come. Gonna pack up my things and put them inside. So we took the things to the shack and it didn't rain. And now my joists are ready to go up and it's still not raining. It looks like rain, but it's not raining. So I'm gonna take my chances and we're gonna try to put up some joists. I've got a whole bunch of hurricane ties that we'll use on the front and the back, except for the end too, because those don't take hurricane ties. Those will have to take some of those just little bendy straps, a bunch of screws that we'll screw them in with. We'll just see how it goes, eh? It is now 8 o'clock at night. I started this morning at about 8:30 or 9, so it's been a solid 12-hour day on this thing. And I mean, you'd think so. Look at it. We started with a flat piece of plywood on the ground, and now we have the framing of a full outhouse. I know some of you are a little bit sensitive when I call it an outhouse, because yes, this is much more than an outhouse, but it's a separate freestanding toilet in the middle of its own space. Anyways, there it is. Now you can see like the basic concept of the design that I've had in my head for the whole time. I'm pretty excited with how it's turning out. Don't forget, I've never done something like this before. Anyways, now the rain is actually happening, so let's get our wood out of the rain and inside, and we'll pick up tomorrow with some roofing. Cheerio! It's gonna start raining any minute. I covered this up with a tarp last night because it did rain quite a bit, and I wanted to, I mean, it's fine if it gets wet, but I wanted to keep it as dry as I could because I can. Enough jibber jabber, let's try and get some started. Now I realized that from down there at that angle you couldn't see much of the roof surface, but it's up.